Hello and welcome back to my channel Pharma Education 101. Are you a fresher facing challenges in job placements? Are you feeling stuck and confused after graduation? Well, here's the solution. Upgrade your skill sets and let your profile shine amongst others with our online training for various industries. Help us get your dream job. Learn about various industrial departments like quality control, quality assurance, regulatory affairs, production, pharmacovigilance, clinical research, medical writing, and clinical data management. All just a click away. For more information, you can connect me on my Instagram, that is Pharma Education 101, or on my mail ID, which is pharmaed 101 at the rate gmail.com. We will help you understand about the fundamentals of pharmaceutical industries and crack the interview in the first go. So set yourself apart from the 1,000 different CVs and learn these modules at the comfort of your own home. You can DM me for more information. You can share this video right now with all of your friends who would need such a training, and you can comment down below for more information. So being a fresher myself, when we were applying for jobs, we used to face a lot of troubles because ours was the pioneer batch and we did not had any seniors for us to guide, and we would take the help of seniors from different other colleges, and with some luck we would get help. So whatever we did was from our own end and not from anyone's guidance. So I can understand the pain every fresher goes through, the confusion every fresher goes through when they are applying for jobs, when they have finally done their graduations and sitting idly in home. So for people like them, like who need guidance, I have come up with a great plan, and this is so interesting that you would learn about the industry, the theoretical knowledge of the industry, by sitting in your own home without begging anyone for references or knowledge or guidance. Okay, so there are many departments in a pharmaceutical industry. Okay, quality control, quality assurance, regulatory affairs, there is production, then there is packaging, then there is warehouse, and so forth and so on. So these are the departments which are for the people who do degrees or graduation in science field. There are also administrative departments, which is not related to, which is not directly related to any science field. You can be of any field and join those departments. So mainly when you look up at a vacancy of any sort, in any of the pharmaceutical industries like Sun Pharma, Lupin, Cipla, Glenmark, Intas, any kind, you will find a vacancy in the department of QC or QA or production, packaging, warehousing, or regulatory affairs. All of the departments as equally interesting as possible. So if we get to know about each department, if we get to learn things which not any other fresher would have learned in the beginning years, wouldn't that set your profile apart? For example, I learned about ICH guideline, I learned about QC fundamental, I learned about QA fundamentals, and then I wrote it down in my CV. Wouldn't my CV be shining from others person's CV? And to write it down, we must also know the skills, and I am here to help you out in that. I will make sure that you have a thorough knowledge of what you have written in your CV. Now for that easement of study, I have divided it in 5 modules. So module 1 is your quality control, module 2 is quality assurance, module 3 is regulatory affairs, module 4 is warehousing, module 5 is production and packaging. And I would want, if you want to apply in any of the pharmaceutical industries, to go through all the 5 modules. Let's go through each module one by one. So, if you get enrolled in this course of pharmaceutical industrial training, what would you expect from module 1, that is quality assurance? So, this module will basically tell you inside out of the department of QC, and therefore the first class we will have would be based on introduction of the department. So, what is quality control department? What could fresher expect from this department? How does the QC department works? And there are some inter departments within QC like RM, sampling, intermediate, finished product. That also we will learn, because when I was a fresher I didn't know about the inter departments, and that makes it a confusing turn. API and formulation. What are the terminologies used in quality control department? Then we will have an introduction to other classes as well, so as to what to expect in other classes, and then the scope of QC. In class 2 we will learn about very important topic, that is ICH guideline. And if you attend this class, I mean, forget about getting into any industry. If you have this fundamental base cleared, encrypted in your mind, written on your CV, and set like butter in an interview, the success will be in your feet, because this is the basic of every pharmaceutical industry working. So we will learn about what is ICH guideline, what is Q7 GMP, how is that important in QC, what is data integrity or Alcoa Plus, very important, what are specifications, what are monographs, what do you mean by TDS and COA, and what do you mean by ELOC. Then in class 3 we will learn about the technical parts, because in QC you have your performance, you have your analysis, you have your testing. Now this course is designed keeping in mind people who are fresher and people who are having 1 year of experience, 1 or 2 years of experience. So the technical parts could be, what do you mean by qualitative and quantitative analysis? What is titration? What are the types of titration? Its application and uses in industry, the indicator and reagent use, what are the apparatus use, what are do's and don'ts, and the monographs having titration, which are related to the analysis done in quality control. Now, next would be indicator and reagent preparation, because most of the industries also prepare their own indicators and reagent. So if you have written all of this in your profile, which I hadn't, and you go for an interview, your chances of getting selected is more, because I have designed this course as to what I used to do as a fresher in a pharmaceutical industry. So if you have already written this out on your CV, and when they ask you in the interview you're able to say it. Now observe, why I always say if it is written in the CV and you are also able to speak out while in the interview, is because its CV is not just writing n number of skills, and when it's time to show in the interview you are blank. Okay, so I will make sure that whatever is written in your CV, when asked you will be able to answer. So that is the whole magic. Okay, even if it is not written in your CV, you should know how to answer, and it should be encrypted in your mind. So all of these things are what, these things actually happen inside the industry for you, for at a fresher level or at a 1 year experience level. And if you have written it out, and if you know it before entering the industry, they written in only the CV would make such an impact, and then you answering those questions in front of the interviewer would increase your chances to, I don't know how many times, to get selected in your dream job. And I recommend every fresher to work at least 1 year in the pharmaceutical industry and get to know about how the industry manufacturing drug actually works, because then everything which happens in our pharma like curricula happens based on that. It revolves around that. So then class 3 would be about water content, what its principle, apparatus, procedure, do's and don'ts, application, and various monographs containing water content test, which is going to be very interesting, trust me. If you are even this much interested in analysis and what actually happens in the mechanism of action like that, if you are a techie kind of a student, then you are going to enjoy these modules. Then class 5 is based on pH. LOD is your loss on trying and sieve analysis. So again, the same principle, apparatus, procedure, do's and don'ts, application, and monographs containing these three tests. So these are the tests which if you go in QC lab are being done by freshers or people who have 1 or 2 years of experience. Class 3, again, very important point. Class 6 we will discuss about heavy metal testing, very interesting you guys. Class 7 UV spectroscopy, very interesting. Class 8 HPLC and mobile phase preparation, out of which yes, you can have more knowledge on mobile phase preparation. Then class 9 dissolution and disintegration, again very interesting and important. Class 10 SOR and IR, and class 11 is other chemical tests. So class 11 means there are going to be 11 days of training just on QC. Can you imagine the amount of knowledge you would have by the end of it? And you would get recorded lectures, okay, at your doorstep, because if you miss on some lectures, you are ill or you are attending some other class, then you would get recorded lectures. The timings would be in the evening only, so that when you're free, like from 7 to 8 or 6 to 7, whenever you guys would be free, I would keep the timing in the evening. That's when most of the people are free and have attended their colleges or any other coaching classes. You will get written notes, so that you can compare your notes with my notes. Obviously you should always focus on your notes first, because आपने अपने mental ability के according उसको लिखा होता है with different colors of pen, with different ways of making notes, right? Now we are talking about perks right now. ये मैं last में discuss करती, but since we are discussing, let's go ahead with it. The next perk which you will get in my course modules would be recommendations. So you don't have to worry about begging other people of recommending you to various jobs. You have me here as your mentor doing that with a very happy face. Recommendation तो मैं तभी दे पाऊंगी ना जब when you would have a job update कि ma'am, I am getting a vacancy which I want to fill out or I want to apply to at, for example, Glenmark. So you would also get daily job updates in the groups, which I will give you a link to join later. Now job updates भी आ गई, recommendation we have learned and written notes of everything, we have got recorded lectures. But एक important चीज अभी भी missing है कि I don't know how to make CVs. I am a fresher, so I am going to help you out in making CV. It's going to be a really interesting process. I believe not in spoon feeding, but in actually making the children understand. So I'm not just gonna take money and give you the final product. I will help you and be with you while you make your own CV, and I will give another important lectures on how to make your CV and make your CV stand out from others. So these are the perks that you will get if you get enrolled in this course. And we will conduct industrial expert lecture, people who are in the industry for so long. We will conduct their lectures. So this was about the QC module. Now these perks are common for each and every course, each and every module, okay? There's no like shying away that oh this is only for QC. अब हम आते हैं next module पे, that is quality assurance. ठीक है? Again, class 1 of every module would be about the introduction of what that department basically is. So class 1 is introduction, where we'll learn about quality assurance department, what are the rules and responsibilities of the department. Now there are again many inter-departments within QA itself, like main QA, doc cell, IPQA, validation, QC QA. Very interesting, you will learn about everything. And finally, the most dreaded question in interviews, what is the difference between QA and QC? Now to learn this difference based on the theoretical knowledge versus who someone has, then class 2 again on a very important topic. Now this time we have included 21 CFR as well. I won't go in depth right now and explain you each and everything about 21 CFR, but as we go along while studying this in the classes, definitely you'll have a good grasp on what is 21 CFR ICH guidelines. अब क्योंकि हम अल्कोआ और आईसीएस गाइडलाइन बेसिकली होता क्या ऊपर ऑलरेडी पढ़ चुके हैं। यहाँ पे हम बात करेंगे कि व्हाट डज दीज इंटरनेशनल गाइडलाइंस हैज अ टेक ऑन क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस डिपार्टमेंट एंड व्हाट आर द वेरियस टर्मिनोलॉजीज वी कैन स्टडी फ्रॉम दीज guidelines. Then whatever the departments we have discussed in brief right now in class 1 would be discussed in detail in the remaining classes, because mainly जो होती है ना आपकी vacancies निकलती है that we need a fresher or a 1 year 2 year experienced person in IPQA or main QA or QA QC or validation. So basically if you want to understand quality assurance you need to understand these department, because ये सारे department मिलके quality assurance बनाते हैं. So if you are applying in QA you can get placed in any one of the departments mentioned here. So we will learn about the roles, responsibilities, what actually happens, the flow of management or how the work gets done in each of these departments. Why are these departments important in like pharmaceutical industry? And then there is another very important department, that is validation. So I have kept 2 classes on validation. First we learn about roles and responsibility, temperature monitoring, and then equipment qualification. In the next class we are going to learn about cleaning, validation, and what is the difference between validation and verification. So don't miss out on these classes. Oh my god, these classes, if I would have gotten as a fresher, I तो would be the luckiest person alive, because this is basically जो बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में कि सार है किसी के experience का. You are taking the juice out of some experienced industrial trainer and you're getting it at your doorstep. So the module 3 is about regulatory affairs. पहला आता है again introduction. Regulatory affairs होता क्या है, उनकी क्या roles रहते हैं, उनकी क्या responsibilities रहती है, और क्या क्या different regulatory agencies होती है in different countries. Then we learn about terminologies. Example के लिए कि डोजियर क्या होता है, CTD क्या होता है, ECTD क्या होता है और ACTD क्या होता है. तो ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग और इम्पॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है. दिस इज़ लाइक द बेस ऑफ रेगुलेटरी अफेयर्स जो कि हम पढ़ेंगे. फिर इंटरनेशनल गाइडलाइंस क्या कहती हैं इनके बारे में वो भी हम पढ़ेंगे. एंड हाउ टू प्रिपेयर द डोजियर प्रिपरेशन फॉर डिफरेंट मार्केट्स लाइक USA, इंडिया, कनाडा, ऑस्ट्रेलिया. और USA और इंडिया तो हम पढ़ेंगे ही. ये जो कंट्रीज़ मैंने लिखी है, मैंने मेनली 4-5 लिखी है बिकॉज देयर एन नंबर ऑफ कंट्रीज़, लाइक गल्फ कंट्रीज़ भी है, GCC कंट्रीज़ भी है ना, UK, यूरोपियन कंट्रीज़ भी है जिसमें आप अप्लाई कर सकते हो डोजियर. तो ये जितनी भी कंट्रीज़ होगी, एज वी गो ऑन with the countries I will start to include the countries when the class starts. फिर आता है module 4, that is warehousing. Now any one of you might say कि warehousing, production, packaging की क्यों उन्होंने classes रखी है. Some might argue that it is not as important, but you should have the knowledge of each and every department so that you can make informed decision while applying to jobs, and you can have a full grasp on pharmaceutical industries. So again warehousing का introduction और roles और responsibilities, क्या 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 terms use होती है, what is the flow of warehousing, कैसे material आता है और कैसे लास्ट में मटेरियल जाता है. वेयरहाउसिंग मीन्स मटेरियल का वेयरहाउस करो बेसिकली आप. फिर सैम्पलिंग क्या होता है, सैम्पलिंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ वेयरहाउसिंग पीपल एंड सैम्पलिंग इन टर्म्स of involvement with QC people. And then ICH guideline and 21 CFR guideline on warehousing. What does these international guidelines say about warehousing? Moving on to the next module 5, module number production and packaging के बारे में बताएगा. So API और oral क्या होता है, ठीक है. API डिपार्टमेंट क्या होता है और ओरल या फॉर्मुलेशन डिपार्टमेंट क्या होता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन एंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ पैकेजिंग. उनकी रोल्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या होती है, और ICH गाइडलाइन और 21 CFR प्रोडक्शन और पैकेजिंग के बारे में क्या बोल रहा है. Then class 3 would be about manufacturing process कि क्या क्या equipment use होते हैं. Now this class can be extended on to class 4 and 5 depending upon कि हम एक क्लास में कितना ख़त्म कर पा रहे हैं, because these are vast topic in itself. So equipments क्या क्या use होते हैं, what is the general flow of production, what are the do's and don'ts, what happen when you enter the production department, what is gowning procedure, ये सब कुछ आप पढ़ेंगे. और जनरली क्या होता है, पैकेजिंग और प्रोडक्शन साथ में रहते हैं. यहाँ आपकी दवा प्रोड्यूस हुई, यहाँ उसको आपने पैक किया एंड इट इज़ सेंट फॉर इट इज़ केप्ट इन वेयर हाउस एंड देन इट इज़ सेंट फॉर इट्स डिजायर्ड मार्केट. तो पैकेजिंग प्रोसेस भी कैसे होती है, कितने टाइप की पैकेजिंग रहती है, डिफरेंट डोजेस फॉर्म के लिए कैसे पैकेजिंग होती है, वी विल ऑल लर्न हियर. फिर ये क्लासेस सारी जो मैंने बात की है, इट इज़ फॉर वीकडेज एंड संडेज को भी हम खाली नहीं छोड़ेंगे. संडेज वुड बी आर इंटरैक्टिव सेशन, जहाँ पे हम आपके मॉक इंटरव्यूज़ कंडक्ट करेंगे. यू विल हैव टेस्ट, it could be oral test, it could be MCQs pattern test to basically test your knowledge up till now. फिर रिवीजन और डाउट सॉल्विंग सेशंस होंगे. अगर हमें कोई इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट को मुझे रिवाइज कराना है, आई वुड डू दैट. एंड हाउ टू क्रैक इंटरव्यूज, इंटरव्यू एटिकेट्स. ऐसा नहीं कि मॉक इंटरव्यू लिए जा रहे बट बच्चे को बता नहीं रहे कि व्हाट टू डू इन बेसिक इंटरव्यूज. और डेली जॉब अपडेट, CV प्रिपरेशन भी हम इसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं कि हाउ वी वुड प्रिपेयर आवर CV, वो भी इसमें हम ऐड कर देंगे संडे के सेशन में. सो दीज आर फ्यू ऑफ लाइक, अगर मैं इन जनरल बात करूँ तो 11 क्लासेस QC की है, 7 क्लासेस QA की, 4 क्लासेस 4 to 5 क्लासेस फॉर RA. सो 5 क्लासेस लेट्स सी फॉर RA, 4 क्लासेस वेयर हाउसिंग की. तो ये हो गया 11 + 7 + 5 + 4 प्लस प्रोडक्शन की भी मोटा मोटी 5 क्लासेस ले ही लेते हैं, क्योंकि एनी हाउ वो कैरी फॉरवर्ड हो जाता है कि आप पढ़ाते पढ़ाते इतना ओवरवेलमिंग हो जाते हो कि देन द रिमेनिंग स्टडी इज कैरी फॉरवर्डेड टू द नेक्स्ट डे. तो कुल मिला के ये 32 क्लासेस हो रही है अप्रॉक्सीमेटली. नाउ यू कैन इमेजिन 32 क्लासेस कितने मंथ्स में कवर हो पाएंगे. एक महीने में 30 डेज हम मान के चल रहे हैं, उसमें से भी 4 संडेज होंगे, जो कि आइडियल नहीं जाएंगे संडे. 4 संडेज में भी हम अपना काम कर रहे हैं. 4 संडेज को हम ये कर रहे होंगे तो रिमेनिंग कितने बचे, 26. सो इन अ मंथ वी आर अज्यूमिंग 26 क्लासेस. इसमें से भी ±2 आप नेशनल हॉलीडेज लेके चलो तो 24. सो ऑलमोस्ट 1.5 मंथ्स का, 1.5 महीने का ये लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस रहेगा, जो कि बहुत वर्थ इट है, बहुत वर्थ इट. एंड आई हैव lots of people in my knowledge who are like have an experience of approximately 5, 8, 10 years of experience, who will be uh, there to guide you as well when we conduct what. Yes, Sundays को हम क्या conduct कर सकते हैं, guest lectures या इंडस्ट्रियल एक्सपर्ट्स के हम lectures आपको अटेंड करवा सकते हैं. तो you don't need to worry about anything, you just need to have an open mind and study. अब मैं यहाँ पे ये वीडियो एंड करूँगी बिकॉज ऑलरेडी बहुत लंबी. बट ऑन एन इंटरेस्टिंग नोट, दैट टेल मी in the comments down below, what do you think would be the estimated price for this particular 5 modules together combined in a course. तो ये कोर्स है फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्रियल ट्रेनिंग के ऊपर, जिसमें कि ये 5 मॉड्यूल्स है, जिसमें कि आपको इतने सारे पर्क्स की हमने बात की कि यू वुड गेट रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स, यू वुड गेट रिटन नोट्स, यू वुड गेट रेफरेंसेज, यू वुड गेट डेली जॉब अपडेट्स, CV प्रिपरेशन में हेल्प होगी, गेस्ट इंडस्ट्रियल एक्सपर्ट्स के साथ लेक्चर कंडक्ट करवाएंगे. तो ये सारे पर्क्स और ये सारे मॉड्यूल्स को मद्देनज़र रखते हुए आप एज अ स्टूडेंट, एज अ लर्नर मुझे बताओगे कि इसकी फ़ीस क्या है. I have already decided on a fees, but what should be the fees as per you guys. तो जब आपको मेरी फीस का अंदाज़ा होगा, then you would know कि अच्छा ये reality है, this is what we should expect, this is what we should not expect. So I'm not releasing the fees right now. Pharma ed 101@gmail.com is my email ID, और फार्मा एजुकेशन मतलब मेरा इंस्टाग्राम हैंडल मैं आपको दे देती हूँ, विच इज़ फार्मा एजुकेशन 101 मेरा इंस्टाग्राम हैंडल है. सो ये मेरी कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स मैंने आपको दे दी. यू कैन DM मी बिलो इफ़ यू वांट टू जॉइन माय व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप एज वेल. आई कैन शेयर यू विद द लिंक. तब तक के लिए हैव अ गुड डे or good night if you're watching it at night, and please comment down below if you are interested, if you have any more further questions, and specifically what should be the cost of this whole training module. Thank you.